Professional AirPods. Apple really does like to push the meaning of pro. I mean, MacBook Pro? Sure. Mac Pro? Makes sense. iPhone Pro? We're pushing it. Pro earbuds. Like, no one's paying you to wear these. And love them or hate them, I know a lot of people are like, well, mate, I prefer the sound of my Sony truffles. But I've always argued, whether you, prefer the sound of these to these, I think these are a better package. So much slimmer. These came out in 2019. Pre-pandemic. There was an age that none of us can really ever remember. I'm surprised it hasn't been updated sooner, but if it works still, you just let it roll. But they've finally done it. They've changed it from the ground up. You're not even gonna recognize the new ones. 3, 2, 1. Wow. Oh wait, no. Hang on. Wait. Oh. Wait, no, I've forgotten which ones. Okay, hang on. Yeah, they be similar looking. BT dubs, these are the new ones. Now, as I said, I've always argued that the AirPods have the better case. They just feel chunkier. It's like a little plastic bullet. I mean, look at that metal hinge on the back. But they've arguably made the new case better. Look, mate, they got speakers and guff in it. The old ones don't. It does make annoying noises, like when you charge it has to make like bing, bong, boom, boom, bing. That annoys me. But now with Find My iPhone, you can find these wherever they are. Like, now they can shout back at you and say, I'm over here, mate, come and get me. But naturally, that does nothing for Android peeps. Look, inbuilt lanyard. I think that's a great idea. Because, this case is so compact. That's one of my favorite bits about these. They usually ride in the same pocket as my car keys and sunglasses. I am an anarchist. And whether you use it or not, it doesn't protrude. It doesn't get in the way. It's a nice addition for people who want to use the lanyard. And a big thing though, while the new ones look basically the same as the old ones, they finally have volume control. You just slide up and down on the stalk and you get volume. It works great. Welcome to the future, Apple. You've caught up with buds from 2 years ago. And I just prefer the controls on the AirPods. I really do. You can't accidentally touch them. You really have to intentionally use it. It requires you pinching them and then sliding up and down for it to work. I've just found with other buds, with the touch controls, if I want to adjust them, say while I'm mowing the lawn or something, I accidentally pause music, I accidentally turn off the noise cancelling, and I like that the weight points downwards, which just sits better in the ears. They basically disappear in your head. Well, their big deal back in the day was they were the first AirPods with active noise cancelling. Are the new ones any better? Yes. Noticeably so. I've used my old Pros casually as light earplugs while playing drums at gigs. They can't handle really loud gigs, but that's pretty stinking neat. And really helpful on those gigs because a few times I've forgotten the intro to a few songs and I've quickly gotten onto Spotify in between the song changes to quickly listen to it. These puppies have saved me. But yeah, playing the drums with these in, wow. They're genuine earplugs. And a cool thing, the transparency mode where it uses the microphones to help you hear the surrounding whatevers. One of my complaints about that is sometimes it can be too much. It's so when something loud happens, it's like a knife coming through your ear. But now they've got adaptive transparency where it's you can hear the outside world, but if something really loud happens, it goes shh and stops it. It reminds me of welding goggles. You can see through it, but as soon as the arc happens, they go like that. That's awesome because one of my favorite things to use these for is just socially acceptable earplugs. Have no music playing. I'm just going for a walk, but in suburbia it could be loud and noisy, and just to pop these in and just walk around in peace. Now it's amazing that I can hear all the birds and the trees and lovely stuff, and when my neighbor's XR6 Turbo goes straight past, it doesn't kill my ears anymore. But I can still enjoy the you know what I mean? The Sony's work is active earplugs, with the noise cancelling, all that sort of thing. But they're literally earplugs. They have to go pretty far into your ear to work. And so that's kind of the magic of these, is how good the noise cancelling is now, and with just how light of a fit they are at the same time. But sound, talk about the sound, shut up about other things. What about the sound? It's a noticeable bump in quality. It's deeper and richer, and it just feels wider and airier. I've got a subwoofer at home, a proper audiophile subwoofer, and something that I noticed from my cheap subwoofer they used to have is that a lot of cheap woofers, they just go and just everything sounds like a bass frequency. But with the nice amplifier, you can feel there's different layers of the bass, the top, the punchy bit where the kick drum is, and then, the regular bass, and then into the sub. They're almost like layers. You can feel them. These are now starting to do that a bit. I know people running crazy audiophile rigs with the big amps and things are going to listen to these and go, pah. But I'm telling you, for little dingus buds that last most of the day and are wireless to boot, it's amazing how good wireless buds are sounding. And that's a shout out to all the buds out there. And then there's the 3D spatial audio stuff, which is fun. I tend to just stick to straight old stereo because, if my head's leaning to one side slightly, then one ear gets a little bit louder. But hey, it is fun though if you're into that. Well, one big thing that these do for people other than, using them as headphones is that they could be a part of your smartphone armada and work in conjunction with your assistant to answer calls and whatnot. Look at all the couriers and tradies out there. They've always got one of these in their ears, mate. And so let's hear the microphones between the new ones, which are on this side, and the old ones.
So this one time, mate, I wanted to enter one of the dog tournaments, like they run through all the poles and like run through tunnels and things. It's fully sick. But like, I don't have any skills, mate, especially any of stow and any other animals, hey. But like, I had a fully sick plan, and I reckon it's going to work out pretty good. So mate, like, we're at the dog tournament, it's going fully sick, like, we're totally clean up, hey. Like, until we got disqualified for, like, my secret weapon, like, did a poo right in the middle of the stage, mate. And the fact it was just, like, my little cousin with, like, a paper bag over his head with dog written on it. And, like, there's no dog contest, mate. We're just in a dog food aisle at the Foodland. And, like, people are just too afraid to really do anything about it. Well, I'm off to jail.
I guess it's better. I swear it's still not as good as, like, Cheap Boys with a cable, because you can hear some artifacting wobbling in and out. It's just what wireless buds do, like, long live the cable. And perfect segue to some negatives. They're on this side now. I've swapped them. It's hard to tell, huh? The active noise cancelling is way better, but when I was playing the drums, the hi-hats, they would cause these to clip very uncomfortably, like it was painful. These don't clip. So the old ones don't noise cancel as good as the new ones, but the new ones will punish you when you hit the limit, whereas these ones don't. I'm sure it could be fixed in software, but currently that's what they do. And speaking of that, people who got the Maxes are swearing that after an update that the noise cancelling isn't as good anymore. And so, that's one of the issues with always online stuff, is that they can fix it and make it better, but they can also make an update and balk it. So a complaint that a lot of people are saying is that they're just the same old look and design. Although looking into it, they've changed where the vents are and where the mic sits to make them work better. But I will counter that and say, but it works. They fit, the controls are great. It sends the weight downwards so it doesn't hang out your head. Why change something that works? Oh, by the way, the new ones are on this side now. I keep swapping them on you. One last negative, which is just the realities of, devices like this. You're gonna throw them out one day. So you see how expensive they are. It's the convenience that you're really paying for. Because, the price of these, you could get some really, really nice headphones and amplifier. I know there's people out there who refurb these and sell them secondhand, but how many people are really doing that? People just bin them and just grab another set. I'm on my second pair of the First Pros. First one's completely balked out. The noise cancelling freaked out. The batteries were tired. It was more than just the batteries. So, off they went to the big recycling yard in the sky. Whereas some of my favorite headphones are ones that were made in the early 80s and they still sound dazzling today. But honestly, those are all pretty small niggles compared to just how stinking great they sound, how quick out of the pocket and deployable they are, just how robust the case is. It's got some, little updates to it that make them more useful. If you have an iPhone, that is, boo. It's amazing how good tiny little buds are sounding. If you get them, you're gonna love them, I'm telling you. But I actually think this is a genius time to get the old ones. They fit all the same. The old noise cancelling is still excellent, and I bet you're going to see these on crazy clearance as everyone snaps up the new ones, and these are still totally worth it. They really are. But you don't have to spend a lot of money for great sound this Christmas, guys. But as I said, the cost of these is for the convenience, not the sound. If you want great sound on a budget, mate, KZ or KB earbuds, mate, they're nice and cheap, and they cancel noise because they're earplugs. Or you get the SR850s from Samsung if you want something to listen to at home. And mate, if you want something a bit special and I think sound amazing for the money, DT770s, get the 80-ohm ones. There you go if you're curious, if you want great sound and not pay this much. And well, mate, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Huge thanks to my patrons, especially these stinky names right here, because, mate, $1 a month, I do it to videos. Before I tell you that, I've got Garbage Time, my other channel, where I play with drums and cars and some Frank, and it's mainly drums and guitars. And mate, I got my float playing drum stream where I live stream and throw cymbals around, and Frank's got a live cam, and we play Bag of Fortune with cymbal bags. It's a whole thing. I've been at it for ages. But mate, $1 out of my Patreon. Wireless buds have been amazing for people who are active and go to gyms and fitness and all that sort of thing, especially with noise cancelling, because gyms tend to be very noisy. Let's have a look at the old school way people had to do their gymming with music. It's called the Philips Go Gear Fit Dot. It's basically an iPod Shuffle on an armband, but they're not an iPod Shuffle. Oh boy, can't wait to smell these. And so, thanks so much, mate. I'll see you all next time.
Snow